Hola familia. Let's do a little bit of following about the last project. Um, I was surprised because the result was better than I expect. It's true that I try a technique. In my mind it works, right? But not always when you translate or get an idea and translate it to the real world. Not always work. We all know that. In this case, my thoughts was on the way or on the line to that even the tool marks left by the bandsaw should fit. This is true just, let's say, 90%, because at the same time you are pushing the wood, the marks are not going to be straight vertical, it's going to be a slightly in angle. But if you don't press a lot, this angle is going to be just a couple of degrees, so it's no big deal. It's also true that as close you want to do the curves, it's going to be more difficult to achieve a clean cut. And if you don't have a clean cut, it is not going to fit, right? So in my case it works because I make very soft and shallow curves, and slowly I achieve a pattern. I was glad with the result, but not absolutely happy. Why? Well, it's easy because usually you have in your mind an idea, and I was thinking about this idea since I saw Peter Brown did it. And of course there is a huge difference, and it's the size. Peter Brown board is a big size, and you can see the patterns very clear. My approach was much more smaller, and when the bowl is done, the curves, instead of pop up the curves of the pattern, instead of it, they cover it. I mean, because the curves of the shape, the pattern is not that obvious. So, it's no big deal. Was the first attempt, was an approach, and I learned a lot about that. So now with the knowledge I earn in this case, possibly next approach is going to be, let's say, more visually obvious, which is what I was looking, because what we all do is practice and experiment, and in this case the pattern can be improved in many ways. So the experience was positive and it was a success. I'm not going to get a lot deeper in that. It's just a thought, and now it's time to try. Another tip that helps to make the curves on the bandsaw, it's nice if you get a file or or a sharpening stone, and you round and you round the back of the blade, because this will help to make the curves, to cut the curves. If you leave the sharp corners at the back of the blade is going to jump a little bit more when you make the curves. So soften that helps for the curves, right? Well, it's just a small tip. How you do that? Just turn on the bandsaw and approach by the back of the blade with a stone and move it slowly. It's just a matter of be there for 1 minute or two. You will, let's say, dull the sharp edges at the back, and this helps a lot, I promise. Anyway, not just for this, but for always when you cut the ball blanks and all this stuff, this tip helps a lot. Okay, I'm gonna leave it in there. As every week, I'm gonna suggest 3 videos. Possibly you already saw or you already seen them, but anyway, let's do it. The first one is gonna be from Jason Hunt. Jason Hunt show us how to make a spiral, a candlestick, a spiral or a twist or whatever you want to call it, but without any fancy jig for a rotor or anything else. It's handmade with the lathe off and just some hand carving gouges. Very good job, very well explained, very well recorded. You know, the video quality is very, very good. So I'm really sure that you're gonna, if you don't know it yet, you're gonna enjoy it. So I left the link down below. Then the second one is, you know, in the late month, like 3-4 months, possibly a little bit more, there is a person that started his channel and is uploading really, the approach of the wood turning is really refreshing. It's another, let's say, yeah, it's another approach, looking for meanings in the way he do everything, and it's really a pleasure to watch. It's Deepa does, and in this case I'm gonna upload, I'm gonna post a link for a big platter. It's a popular platter. Then he died, and you know, it's, as I said, it's a refreshing approach of the wood turning. So it's a pleasure to view. And for last but not least, here is an Irish talented wood turner. Is Robbie. I'm pretty sure that you all know, but I always think that we have to keep learning. This guy is amazing. And in his last video, I think it's the last, but I'm not sure. He made 3 vases, and working in a very special approach of the off-center turning. And you know, you have to see it because I have no words to explain what a beautiful job he did. So I'm gonna leave the link down below. Robbie, congratulations for a beautiful job. As I always say, well, before that, I want to deeply thanks to Santiago and Eduardo that are helping my Patreon. And now, for the end of this video, it's just, as always, any comments, any doubts, any suggestions down below in the comment area, please. Subscribe, please, if you didn't yet. Share, and if you want to help the channel, the Patreon link is down below. With this, I wish you a really wonderful weekend, and I see you next Tuesday with a new project. Bye bye.